What's up, y'all? Today I'm doing a ceramic coating on my truck. So first I'm going to start off by washing the entire truck. And I start off with the wheels first just because they're the dirtiest. So I wash the barrels and all that. And now I'm putting the bug buster on the car. Now I'm rinsing all that off, getting the truck wet. And this is P&S Pearl shampoo. My foam cannon broke in this. I mean, you'd probably see that I didn't foam it down. So I'm just going to wash the entire thing the old school way. And then I'm putting iron remover on there now just to get all the fallout and most of the contaminants off of there. And so you're going to spray that on there, let that sit. I would definitely recommend wearing a mask if you're using iron remover because this stuff, it has a pretty strong smell. And it's actually sat on my truck for the smell lingered around for a few days. And so I let this sit. It says let it sit for like 5 minutes, I believe, or 3 minutes. But obviously I couldn't let it sit for that long because it's directly in the sun, because you definitely don't want this kind of stuff drying on your paint because it's probably won't be good for it. It could leave spots or something like that. So now I'm spraying this on the entire body, everything but the tires and rims. And you see how it's turning purple. You see the purple stuff down there. That means that the chemical reaction happened with the iron that was on the paint or embedded anywhere in the paint. And so you're going to rinse all that off, and then I'm going to bring it in the shop and put on my clay lubricant, because now you got to do the clay bar just to get all the leftover contaminants from the paint. And you want to make sure your clay bar is clean, and don't be scared to put enough lubrication on there, because if you're just doing it dry, you're going to scratch your paint up, and it's just not good for it anyway. It doesn't work how it should. And so you're going to rub that on there. You're not really applying any pressure to keep your palm flat. This is a synthetic clay towel. So it's not like a clay, it's pretty much the same thing as a clay bar, but it's just a different method pretty much from what I've noticed. So I'm going to clay bar the entire area that I'm going to be coating. Today I'm just going to be coating the whole door. I just wanted to kind of practice it and see how to do it and just learn off of this panel right here. Now you'll notice that I keep on spraying the lubricant. That's because you just got to have it lubricated, because it's not good whenever you don't, like I said. So you just got to make sure you're putting that on there. You're not applying any pressure. You're just going back and forth until you get it feeling clean. Then you got to use a clean rag to dry it off. One of the biggest things whenever you're doing this ceramic coating, make sure you got enough rags, because you're going to go through a lot of them. Especially doing this, I think I went through maybe 3 or 4 rags just doing this one panel. So the polisher I'm using is the Griots or Griot's Garage, whatever you want to call it. So I'm putting my cutting compound on there with the cutting pad also. If you got any questions about the products I'm using, just let me know. So what I'm doing right now is just spreading it onto the surface, so I'm not slinging it everywhere, because that's not what I want to do. And usually you would tape off the panels, but I'm not really close to any plastic trims or anything. I'm not getting close to my door handle or anything like that. But it can stain the plastics and stuff, so you would tape those off just to be safe. But like I said in the beginning, this is my truck. I'm not really too worried about it, and I had a good feeling I wouldn't be doing that, which I didn't end up hitting the panel or the plastics. So now if you notice what I'm doing, I'm going in what we call crosshatch patterns. I'm going left to right, left to right, left to right, and then you go up and down, up and down, up and down. And I'm going 50% overlap. If you watch how I go up right here, I'm going, half of that is going on the streak I just did. So then I'm going back up around the mirror and stuff. And then I'm pretty much going to just make sure everything's getting evenly cut and polished. So now after this step, you would use a different pad for the next step, which will be the polishing, because this one's the cutting step, and then you do the polish if you're doing a 2-step. And so you'd use a different pad and a different compound. And I'm not doing that today, not on my truck anyway. I may do it on the next one, and I'm just good at it. So now I'm checking it to see if there's any swirls or scratches or anything that I don't need to be in there. And I'm using a clean rag also at this point, and I got this light from a detailing shop. And so what you want to do, you want to make sure there's no swirls, because if there is, then the ceramic coating pretty much locks that in, and you don't want to do that. The ceramic coating, you want it to look nice and make it look new. So it's not ideal to leave scratches in there, because it's going to be a whole lot harder getting them out if you put the ceramic coating on top of them. So now I'm just going to finish cutting this panel, and I'll time lapse it so it can go a little faster for you. All right, now that I got the paint correction done, I'm going to spray IPA solution on there, which is just panel prep or whatever you want to call it. All it is isopropyl alcohol. It's a certain type of mix. I just bought it from 3D. And then you use a clean rag to wipe it down. Just make sure it's completely dry. And make sure, like in the mirrors and under the little panels and the little trim, make sure all the excess water is out of there. I like to use some kind of blower to do that, just so you can make sure the water's not dripping down while your ceramic coating is drying. So now I'm putting the ceramic coating on in crosshatch patterns. I'm using Adams graphene coating, and I'm still going on the 50% overlap, and I'm going in crosshatch patterns. So I start left to right first, all the way down, and I'm going in like 2 foot by 2 foot sections. I'm starting off in a little smaller just to get the hang of it, because this is my first time doing a ceramic coating. And now I'm going up and down. Still make sure you're doing a 50% overlap. And let me know in the comments if you don't know what I mean by that. Pretty much it's just I make a line, and then my next line is going to be halfway inside of that line pretty much. So now I'm going to let that flash, and flashing is whenever it starts turning like rainbow colors, which pretty much means it's in the paint, or not in the paint, but it's the chemical reactions happened and it's dried on the paint. So now you can wipe it off or buff it off. You're kind of buffing it, not really, but you're not really applying pressure. Then you use another rag to make sure it's super clean, and then now you move on to your next spot, and so on and so forth. And make sure you're using clean rags, because you don't want that. You don't want to be mixing that onto the new coating. You don't want to mess it up or anything like that. So make sure you're always going in crosshatch patterns. You're doing a 50% overlap, and you're using clean dry rags, and you've got no water in your cracks, and you should be good to go. Thank y'all for watching, and I hope y'all enjoy the video. And let me know in the comments if you got any questions or any kind of videos y'all want me to do. I do all kind of different detailing stuff, like shampooing and cleaning cars inside and out. So let me know if y'all have any questions, business related or anything like that. Y'all have a good day.